Welcome to VARINDIA News Hour. Indian PC market to face the heat wave due to China lockdowns. Widespread lockdowns were imposed to prevent the spread of Omicron-variant outbreaks. Both manufacturing and non-manufacturing gauges released by the National Bureau of Statistics tumbled into contractionary territory in March, as China takes a strong stance on its zero-COVID policy. Implementing lockdowns in major manufacturing hubs, supply disruptions in PC market will occur. The official manufacturing PMI fell below the 50 mark, which separates activity expansion from contraction after 4 months of activity expansion. Lockdowns have also suspended work at electronic factories in the south and a wide variety of industrial companies in central China. India's biggest supplier of intermediate goods has revived fears of potential disruptions in the availability of key raw materials and intermediate goods. In some sectors, especially electronics, up to 25% of production could get hit in the short term. Some of them said, cautioning that exports of various products too will be adversely impacted. Many Chinese manufacturing hubs, including Shenzhen, Shanghai and Changchun, implemented widespread lockdowns this month as daily COVID-19 infections rose to their highest levels since the initial outbreak in the central China city of Wuhan in early 2020. The widespread lockdowns and quarantine measures also made manufacturers short-staffed while lengthening their delivery time. Stronger demand is expected from SMBs and enterprise customers as the number of COVID-19 cases falls, vaccination rates surge, and businesses and schools return to normal. China's COVID lockdowns are putting the economy under strain and threatening to disrupt global supply chains, prompting Beijing to call for more contingency plans to deal with the risks. The emergency of the highly transmissible Omicron variant has made controlling outbreaks harder and increased uncertainty for business operations. Local governments across China have attributed the latest wave of cases to the Omicron subvariant BA.2. Economists warned the situation would worsen in April, denting growth for the second quarter as uncertainty grows about the scope, severity and length of China's lockdowns. With this, there will be supply disruptions in the PC market, and India is again expected to get the short end of the stick. India's PC market grew 45% in 2021, with shipments of desktops, notebooks and tablets reaching 18.6 million units. While 2021 saw a huge jump in shipments, the same is not expected of 2022 in India. However, analysts believe that firms would be able to manage the disruptions. Such lockdowns have happened before and cities have reopened within a short period of time once the number of COVID cases were within control. Let's look into today's headlines in VARINDIA. UK teenagers charged with multiple cyber offences over LAPSUS hacks. Last week, 2 UK teenagers got arrested in relation to the LAPSUS hacking group, and they are now being charged with multiple cyber offences. The charges follow successful hacks of Nvidia, Samsung, Okta and Microsoft by the group. The 2 teenagers will remain in police custody while they await trial. They have been charged with 3 counts of unauthorized access to a computer with intent to impair the reliability of data, 1 count of fraud by false representation and 1 count of unauthorized access to a computer with intent to hinder access to data. EU antitrust regulators target Microsoft's cloud business. EU antitrust regulators are looking for a formal investigation and renewed scrutiny of the US software company Microsoft after German software provider Nextcloud, France's OVH Cloud and 2 other companies filed complaints about Microsoft's cloud practices. The European Commission has fined Microsoft a total of 1.6 billion euros in the previous decade for breaching EU antitrust rules and for not complying with its order to halt anti-competitive practices. Infosys closes its Russia office. Infosys, India's second largest IT service provider by revenue, is shutting down its Russia office following the criticism directed at UK's Chancellor of the Exchequer Rishi Sunak over his wife Akshata Murthy's shareholding in the Bengaluru-based firm co-founded by her father N.R. Narayan Murthy. With this, Infosys will become the first Indian IT company to exit Russia. Infosys has said that it does not have any active business relationships with local Russian enterprises. BharatPe appoints interim CFO. BharatPe has appointed an executive from professional services firm Alvarez & Marsal as its interim chief financial officer. Chairman Rajneesh Kumar said over the next 3 months there would be significant changes across processes as part of a comprehensive action plan. The company is in search for a permanent CFO, and Kumar said the process was in an advanced stage after founder Ashneer Grover and wife Madhuri Jain exited BharatPe's management following allegations of financial irregularities. Indonesia to impose VAT and income tax on crypto assets from May. Amid a boom in digital asset trading, Indonesia plans to charge value-added tax on crypto asset transactions and an income tax on capital gains from such investments at 0.1% each, starting from May 1st. Indonesians are allowed to trade crypto assets as a commodity but not to use them as a means of payment. The VAT rate on crypto assets is below the 11% levied on most Indonesians' goods and services, while the income tax on capital gains at 0.1% of gross transaction value matches that on shares. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VARINDIA News magazine. You can download the VARINDIA app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.